All right. I want to give a disclaimer for this stream. I feel like shit. I feel like shit. I feel like dog shit. But there's a reason for this. So, like, I don't know how many neurodivergent folks are in the chat right now. But have y'all ever, like, had to host family or, like, socialize for, like, a month straight or, like 2 weeks straight? Y'all ever had to be, like, on for, like... Because normally you have to be on for work or, like, your day-to-day, and that's different. Please know this hell. Yeah, like... I have been having so much fun, and it's been fantastic and amazing to be able to hang with family. But there's definitely like a maybe it's not like a social pressure. You want to make a good impression, especially if it's like not your family, if it's your partner's family or whatever. You want to make a good impression. You want to help out. So I've been like doing that, and then I've been parenting, and like we're kind of in the rough stages of parenting where you get woken up at 5 in the morning, and it's not like a baby crying that just needs to be fed. It's like you're being woken up at 5 in the morning by like a brand new human being who's excited to learn about the world, and like before you have your coffee, before you're even awake, is just asking you like really intense intellectual questions at like 5 a.m. and it's just like right. I haven't been sleeping, so I want to give a disclaimer. When I switch over to the camera, I haven't showered. I haven't showered. It's gamer brine. It's a gamer brine week. I might fall asleep on stream today. It might happen. Kids are always on. It's like specifically the 5-year-olds though. Because with like, he asks you Elden Ring lore questions. It feels like that. It feels like I'm doing Lore Theory Thursday like all the fucking time. But about like the world, about science and like the mechanics of, you know, like why is the sky blue? Quaylog nap stream, let's go. Yeah. I showered last night but did not comb my hair, so I look like Revolta. I feel it. Where are we at? What are we doing? Hello. We're crispy. Look at this. I got like scarecrow hair. My hair has turned to straw. I dropped the kid off at camp, summer camp. Why did Marika break the Elden Ring instead of just talking to her kids? True. True. But I'm here. I'm here, and we're gonna have Lore Theory Thursday, and it's gonna be a good one. I might, depending on how this day goes, stream a second time later tonight, because I am critically fucking addicted to Fields of Mystery, I fear. It's very rare when like those kinds of games get their hooks in me. It's pretty rare, but when it happens, I think it's because this game reminds me so much of like a lot of like Japanese novella or like JRPGs that I really love, like Persona, because there's so much fucking dialogue. It's insane. The story rips. Like there's a farm element to it, but there's like political espionage happening. There's ancient witches happening. So that might be stream number 2 of today. But I also fully plan on, I have to run and do like my kettlebell circuit. And like even just thinking about that right now Y'all, I don't know if I'm gonna make it. I don't know if I'm gonna make it to stream number 2. I might have to stream tomorrow. Kettlebells are so good. Oh my god, if you guys are looking for like a full body core workout, get in there. Oh, I just wanted to say I'm super excited. I secured a little animation gig. Yes, hungry. Let's go. Let's go. Also, let me change this so that way you guys can see each other again. Because I know that is like it's a fun little thing. You guys get to talk to each other now. What's up, Clyde? How you doing? I'm gonna do this. Yeah, it's Lore Theory Thursday today, which means that we are going to... Like fuck. I don't know how to explain this. I feel like I haven't slept in 3 days. I feel like I'm still awake from like day 3. I've lived a whole nother life the past 2 weeks. So I'm very tired. Apologies. I don't mean for it to be... We're gonna actually hit up Twitter first this time. So normally what happens is I tend to prioritize my patrons and we focus on the Discord. Even Cooper's actually fucking tired too. Cooper's like, I saw it in his face yesterday. Did you guys see it? Wait, hold on, sorry. ADHD moment. Did you guys see the my partner just said, "You're very hot and everybody is lucky to look at you." Thank you. Thank you, my partner. Did you guys see these pictures that I posted of Cooper? The fact that my webcam is making it blurry is making it look even more cryptic. Hold on, wait. This song makes it even better. Do you see? That is the face of a man who's been up for like a week straight. Even Cooper. Even Cooper is like, I'm done. I'm toast. We had like 6 people in our apartment last night eating like barbecue and just being like, blah, blah, blah. And Cooper was like, we've had company over at our house. He hasn't been sleeping. So he's he's definitely struggling as well. So you'll see him in the background making loud snorting noises. That's where we're at. That's where we're at, is all I'm trying to say. We're in the, like a bath? Are you kidding me? A bath and like, if we... Also, wait, hold on. Let me get rid of this shit. Let me get rid of the brain rot. Twitter's such garbage. Twitter's such a trash heap right now. Alright. There we go. We're actually starting out with Ariel's post today, which is awesome because we have a video club that's coming out soon and I have to film the B-roll of that today. In addition to running, in addition to doing a bunch of other stuff. But Ariel and I have been talking a lot about the way that Miyazaki reiterates a lot of his story. He just like remixes his story and kind of like retells the same thing over and over again, which I've talked about before. It's like a very Japanese way of doing things, is to do the same thing over and over and over again until you master it, until perfection. And Miyazaki says he's getting closer to like, in his mind, the ideal image that he has for his story, or blocking the brain rot, very demure, very mindful. Yeah, it's very cutesy. But yeah, like we've been talking about the ways in which he reiterates on his concepts, like the everlasting dragons, or eyes, or the cosmos, or any of that other stuff. Also, fuck it, we ball. I don't know if I'm getting paid for this one today, so I'm just gonna put on Katamari music. Let's do it. Let's do it up, because I'm in a mood. But yeah, he's been reiterating on a lot of the same concepts. So we've been talking a lot about that, like Ariel and I. Okay, there we go. And so Ariel's submission I saw this morning was a take on the way that they have been reiterated. The way that the fingers have been reiterated. They said that the 2 fingers and the 3 fingers, I believe, are inspired from Kingseeker Frampt and Darkstalker Kaith. As we know, Miyazaki reuses and refines concepts. Kingseeker Frampt was looking for a replacement for Gwyn, very much like how the fingers were looking for the next god. The 3 fingers are much like Kaith and the antithesis of everything good. The 3 fingers inspire chaos. Kaith wanted to bring in the Age of Man. Yeah, I do think that finding Kaith and finding the 3 fingers kind of in the lowest portion of the map, they definitely echo each other. I do think that he's like switching his symbols around though. So like before, Kingseeker, Frampt, and Kaith were the primordial serpents, and now Mesmer has the base serpent or the primordial serpent, whereas like the fingers used to be associated with Manus and the abyss as well. So he has a couple of different concepts that are analogous to each other. They're analogous to the abyss. So with fingers, like the Manus hand, it's kind of like the desire that comes from... I think it's almost like the desire that comes from humanity when we're faced with existential dread, maybe? When we're faced with like existentialism. But I think in this context, the fingers are associated with order and the dissolving of concepts. So he's kind of switched around to their intentions. But yeah, okay. Melina is the next inheritor of death and the Glowmide Queen. Marika used her to keep the Glowmide Queen from reincarnating so she can create a new age without regressing backwards. We've talked about Melina like crazy on this channel. I definitely think that Melina may have been like a fragment of the Glowmide Queen, but I do think that using her as a vessel for the Glowmide Queen and keeping her sealed in the Erd Tree could also be a thing too. I might have to pick up Cooper. Hey, baby. Do you want me to get you? But I do think that her being kept in that prison that was in the Landel, that led to the Landel Divine Tower, is definitely a thing, for sure. For sure, for sure. Hey, baby. Come here. But I do think that, so like, the thing that makes me think that maybe the Glowmide Queen, that she was like the original Glowmide Queen and not just like the next inheritor of it, is that Malekith was the one who defeated the Glowmide Queen. And I definitely think that the Gloam Eye that he gives us, the Beast Eye, is Melina's other eye. So let me show you. Alright, so this part, when Melina has like one Gloam Eye and one Dull Eye, I do think that the I don't think that it's Beast Eye in the sense that like it is quite literally a beast's eye. I think it is Beast Eye in the sense that it was given to us by Malekith, who is a beast, because the actual like image of the eye is pretty similar in color to Melina's other eye. But there's also claw marks on the eye, which kind of looks like it was plucked out of her head by Malekith upon her defeat. So I do think that there's some kind of weird thing going on here with Malekith, like then controlling the Rune of Dust and Death. Like he gets the Rune of Dust and Death upon her defeat, which we know he did defeat her. So there seems to be some other stuff. I feel that Melina represented the end of the Golden Order, which is why she had been left and forgotten by everyone. She leads us to the giant flame to let us birth the Erd Tree. I feel like she represents the end of the cycle. Oh yeah, for sure. I wonder if the Glowmite Queen was a stone person, kind of like Marika in the final fight. I mean, I could see that given the fact that this eye looks like it's been petrified. She could have been petrified or something. But we just don't know. I think that there's a lot to be left up for interpretation and like guesswork. Because that history has been like intentionally obfuscated. But yeah. Also, there's been a couple of people that have recommended videos for this Lore Theory Thursday. I haven't had time to watch them, unfortunately. So if you have any recommendations for lore videos, I probably haven't seen them or gotten to them, and I'm so sorry. But let's keep going. Okay, wait, so the path between the lands between and the lands of shadow was cut off when Mesmer sealed the Tower of Shadow, cutting off his army's only exit. Mesmer could free his troops and leave at any time he wants, but doing so would require undoing the most important orders Marika gave him. I think I could see this. Especially because the okay, here's something that's bothered me, Tango, about the DLC a little bit. Oh, wait, is somebody Pukumon? Is somebody talking that I missed? I don't know. Okay. Something that I've been thinking a lot about. Oh, down. I'll get there. Don't jump ahead, chat. We're still on Tangos. So From managed to make the lore just a little too frustrating. I think that all the pieces are there. It's just very fragmented and requires a lot of effort. But I will say the thing that has been like a main point of like mystery for me has been what the fuck happened to the base of the shadow tree? Why? Yeah, I'll try to check out Tarnished's new video as soon as I can, but it might not be for a minute. But yeah, so what the fuck is up with the shadow tree and the shadow tree avatar? And like, why does the base of the shadow tree look like that? Has it always been like that? And it seems like the base of the shadow tree was sealed away intentionally because the church quarter that leads there was flooded. So it kind of seems like why does Mikola's rune drop from the sunflower? I have like lots of real world feelings about why that is, but I don't want to get into it on here. But yeah. There's just like some shit happening at the base of the shadow tree, and the fact that like the Briers seem to also be associated with the base of the shadow tree. Like why was it important that the church quarter was flooded? I think maybe that's because it drops there, because maybe that's where he divested himself from it, maybe above at Shadow View. Yeah, it kind of, there's like a big hole that's by Marika's village that may lead down to the Shadow Tree avatar. So I think that's why. I think that maybe Mikola got to Marika's village and then divested himself of his His rune. I don't know why I said ruin. More importantly, where did the water from the church district go when you pull the lever? It's interesting now that you said that it may have been flooded intentionally. It reads a little bit like the attempt to seal the abyss. Fully. Like, it fully reminds me of New Londo ruins. And I definitely think that there is like yeah, that whole arena is a big question mark for me. Yeah. And it's been haunting me because I feel like that area in particular, conventionally, like normally Miyazaki has a pretty big lore drop in that kind of zone. So like, for example, I think because of the sunflower, it reminds me a lot of Lady Maria. We got huge lore with that, but then also it reminds me of New Londo ruins, which we get Kaith during that. So I think I'm just like I'm so used to that kind of an area dropping something huge on us. Like, I was thinking maybe after we beated, sorry, I'm so fucking tired. After we beat the Shadow Tree avatar, that we were gonna get some huge like revelation, but it was just like completely empty. That big ass hole near Marika's village right in front of the Grace weirds me out. Yeah, I kind of like tried to figure out where it leads, and it seems like it might go down to the base of the Shadow Tree. I think maybe the Sealing Tree is corrupting or even killing the Shadow Tree, and I think that the Shadow Tree avatar was corrupted too. I know, right? Isn't it strange that the DLC doesn't even mention the name Radagon, even though it expands so much on Marika's past? Yeah, but I think that so Sem, I think that there's certain parts of Marika's history that are like intentionally left as a mystery because those are the things that she succeeded in hiding, you know? I think there's got to be some insight into the flooding and cutting off of the access to the tree base and the lore and the Shadow Tree sorceries. Hold on. Cooper's trying to get down. Oh, and I just kicked my desk trying to get him down. Sorry, everybody, for the jump scare. Sorry. We're gonna be doing that a lot this stream, I fear. I feel it in my bones. Radagon's absence feels intentional as the Gex access. The Gex access. Sorry, my partner's texting me from... Okay. Okay, is there any chance that the Shadow Tree is just the corrupted Crucible? I see more content creators saying the Crucible is some metaphysical idea, but the Shadow Tree is literally a spiral tree, which is how often the Crucible is depicted. So I think Lee... Hold on, I might have to go get Cooper. He's pissed. I'm gonna talk about the Crucible a lot in my next video, but I do think that the Crucible is not a metaphysical idea, but I think it is literally like, this is gonna sound weird, it's literally like stem cells and mutations, but hold on. Cooper. Like, the ancient city of Ra is definitely where aspects of the Crucible are born, and I definitely think that they're associated with light and the sun. And I definitely think that that's that. Wait, doesn't that mean that the shaman village had the best stem cells? No, so we can only get the calculus from Ra, which that's associated with horns. But I think that in equal parts, the Abyss and the City of Ra kind of mirror each other. Okay, wait, so hold on, let me back it up. Let me back it up really quick. I think that the DLC focuses a lot on light and dark in the cosmos and how that kind of disparity leads to creation. And that's why the Lands Between is called the Lands Between. It's because it's between two concepts. We've talked about the symbolism of the Boaz and Jachin pillars and how like things that exist in the center are symbolically a representation of wisdom and like balance. And I think the fact that on one side we have the ancient city of Ra, which is associated with like divine light, and the fact that we have the forest of the abyss on the other side of the DLC map, I think is like pretty intentional design-wise on FromSoft's part. But I do think that there is like this divine light that is associated with this like era of giants. I do think somebody is going to post it. Like I saw somebody tweet this at me for Lore Theory Thursday, but I haven't gotten to it yet. Somebody said that they feel that the Crucible and the Fell God is like the sun, and I agree with that. I agree with that. And I think that Ra was like the closest to that, but I do think that the people that worshipped the Fell God also saw him as like an unforgiving deity. I just think that the Shadow Tree is supposed to represent the true nature of the world. It's supposed to be a spiral of both light and dark. The concepts need to exist fully. Yeah, exactly. And it definitely seems like the tree is not in balance because it's not in balance. It's like fully like lopsided. So I think that when we look at the Shadow Tree and we look at the Erd Tree, I don't think we're meant to... I don't think that we're meant to like fully understand them lore-wise. I think that we're meant to understand them symbolically. I think that like if we're seeing Elden Ring as like a painted world, there's going to be aspects of it that are told to us, like the painting's title and maybe the painting's synopsis. But I think that there's going to be like visual symbolism that is supposed to evoke an emotion or a feeling. And I think that when we look at the lopsided tree that are kind of tangled up between this ancient city of light and this ancient darkness, then we also have all these cosmic entities that communicate using light, and that the primeval current is associated with the abyss and with darkness. I think that there's some kind of magic that's going on there. Shadow Wizard Money Gang. Yeah. Spirals. It's only when Marika decides to create a division between gold and gloam, light and dark, that it tilts everything out of balance. Yeah, because she's like sealing away dark. Very similarly to how Gwyn does. And I would say Mesmer is like fully, like I've said before, like Mesmer has the dark sign. Mesmer has the dark sign, which is like crazy. Crazy to see it not be us this time, if that makes sense. Oh, the song goes crazy, but I might skip it because it's a lot. Okay. The song also goes crazy. Goddamn. Can I do Keiichi? Okay. I don't know if this really counts as a theory per se, but it's even more obvious now why all the demigods show their particular curses and powers so easily due to their shaman heritage. The examples are all grotesque and extreme, from Godric to Rekard to Melina and Moog. Yeah, I love it. I love to see that there's an origin point for all of the conditions of all of the kids. Like we have all of the fell omen horns. Also, wait, hold up. I want to... this is not something that I talk about in my video, Mending rune of the Fell curse. So I do think that the Fell curse, the Fell god, the Horn scent, and Belurot all have to do with one another. And I do think that there's like a sun motif that, this also looks like cellular division too, that's happening right here. But there's some like sun motifs that are happening between that and also the feel good what is it, the furnace visage, visage, but it's depicting the fell god of fire that haunts the sagas of the Horn scent. I do think, yeah, and the Dung Eater has a sun pendant. Yes, I do think that there's like some shit happening here with the sun, the fire giants, also the god that appears in the back of the Lamenters. It seems that there's like some divinity tied to this like sun god, this sun god of punishment, and it's very similar. It reminds me of there's definitely certain eras. I mean, there's like a lot of pagan history that is this way too, but I would say that there was like an era. Hold on, let me backtrack. I think that the Horn scent are obviously like inspired by the Celts that were taken over by Rome when Rome conquered that land. I think that there is a deity called the Fell God that represents a Celtic god of cleansing fire. So I think that there is some like mythology that's being referenced here. That ties into like Celtic mythology, which is fantastic. But I do think that the way in which they treat the Fell God really reminds me of the way that a lot of Catholics treated God through various points in the history of Christianity. They're specifically like during areas where asceticism became really popular. I think that also it was the Jesuits that also kind of like took punishment an extra step, self-punishment, self-flagellation an extra step. But yeah, I do think that it's like a mixture of I forgot who submitted it, and I really, if y'all can remember in the chat who submitted the Tick God Belinus. Somebody submitted the Belinus, the Celtic god of fire. He is worshipped primarily in Gaul and Britain. Gaul is the area that was taken over by the Romans. Fuck, I need to amend my video. I need to amend my video already. I hate this. I need to amend my raw video. Fuck. Okay, so anyway, Belinus is the most important of Celtic deities. He's the Celtic god of fire. He's worshipped primarily in Gaul and Britain. Belinus is associated with the sun, healing, and prophecy, but he also is like a cleansing fire god. Yeah, waves get in here. I definitely think that this inspires the whole like light association with Ra, because we know that Ra is associated also with the divine bird warriors and with the giants, because a lot of the ruins of Ra build up the fire giants forge, and they're also associated with the divine towers. So it's like a whole it never ends. It doesn't stop. This video doesn't stop. Anyway, let's keep going because this is cracked. I don't even know how we got back here. Anyway, it definitely seems that, sorry, Marika's children are reflecting both the abyss, the abyssal serpent, the abyss, and also horned entities which have to do with the sun. So I would say that there is this ongoing eternal war between a serpent and a sun god. Is that in Egyptian mythology too? Oh, butts. Thank you for this. Apep versus Raw. God damn it. God damn it. I'm gonna fall asleep. Hornsense did not accept the lamenters. So, like, Hornsense did practice lamenting to be able to create saints. That is like a part of their culture. But that doesn't mean that it looks pretty. The jails are used by Bellat to then make material to create the divine tower leading up to the divine gate. Oh, that's in Christianity and Judaism with Yahweh and Leviathan too. Yeah. Okay, fuck. I'm gonna throw myself into a fire. Okay. Yeah, but they pivoted away from self-flagellation at one point. The Mira item description says that all the cursed blades were imprisoned long before the invasion ever happened. Yes. There was a pivot. There was a pivot. I just think they didn't accept the Lamenter's form of asceticism. Yes. And this is definitely like very early Roman Empire. And for those of you that aren't familiar, there was like constant civil wars, like non-stop civil wars. It was like non-stop. And a lot of the spiritual worship was in like a constant state of ebbing and flowing. So it's pretty cool that we see some infighting happening in Bellat as well. But I do think that it is in reference to the way that the Fell God was perceived and what they felt the Fell God desired from them. It's really interesting. Yeah, ancient Rome was about fighting wars to expand or wars inside itself. Yeah, because like it was just expanding so quickly, and then also internally it was absorbing so many different groups and cultures and people. Aztec religion supposedly pivoted from self-sacrifice, literally being the most valuable communion, to sacrificing slaves and captives is good to know. I think a big reason why they shun the Lamenter's visage of a true denizen of paradise is because of what the Fell God represents is anathema to their age of abundance. They don't want to be burned away. They want to live forever, to grow horns and ascend to a divinity. I don't know, because to me, Baka Burner, it kind of seems like the horn-sense trees grow symmetrically, so it seems like there was a little bit of a relationship with life and death. And even if you check out the Great Jar helmet, it talks about how they acknowledge both life and death, but that the jar practice was them trying to control that. So it kind of seems like there's variations of life and like varying attitudes of life and death and trying to control it, whereas like Marika's age is straight up like we want to remove the component of death. I don't know. It seems like Jockinus that Bellat definitely like took a lot of the tech from Bonnie Village. And I think they got a lot of their bodies from Bonnie. I have a theory that really does nothing. I think the trolls had their tummies taken out to prevent the Fell God from being manifested, like the fire giant, and replaced with tablets that act like microchips to control them. I actually fully agree with that, Emily, and I think that that's why a lot of the trolls have like tree I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but like, so the fell god face that's in the troll belly is withered away. You can actually still see where the, you could still see where the nose would have been, like right here. If you get a good look at them, it's pretty gnarly. But yeah, you can see the two bodies here. But the interesting thing about the trolls is that they actually have tree roots growing in and around them instead of like hair. They have like weird roots that are like kind of wrapped around the tablet. I think that this may have been kind of like the way that they use the Briers to... Oh, we can't see the big pic on stream? Okay, hold on. Let me fix that. Yo. Here. Is that better? Yeah, you can kind of see like where the fell god yeah, doesn't EG have a tablet in his belly? Yeah, because he's a troll. So there was a point when the fire giants were suppressed and that the trolls existed, and that's why we have the Sword of Night and Flame, because the giants, fire giants, used to be allies with the Carrion royal family, and the trolls are kind of like what's the remnants left of like the fire giant culture that allied with do they still have armpit ears? They do have armpit ears, I think. You can see the nose. You can see part of the nose even. Yeah. Yeah. So we have these like ancient beings that were sealed away by Queen Marika and Radagon and Mesmer and the whole squad, Godfrey. They were sealed away by the whole squad at some point in history. But yeah. Okay, wait. I think the trolls betrayed the giants, but Jackanus, I kind of wonder if the trolls betrayed the giants because they were manipulated by the stone tablet that's embedded in them. But it's interesting. But yeah, I think it's pretty damning that there's like a stone tablet inside of them that is like growing tree roots. I feel like that's pretty indicative of a particular faction in the game. Really fits in with that theme of text being code. Elton John was the first coder. I'm actually like, after my Raw video, I actually think that it may have gone Ancient City of... I think it would have gone... sorry, hold on. Placidus Axe. I think it would have been Farum Azula. And then the Wool Palace Ruin... Oh, no. Farum Azula, Ra, Wool Palace. And then everything after. But yeah, the Tigris and Euphrates lore, yeah. What puts Farum Azula before Ra? So, and I'm going to talk about this in my Ra video, but the ancient, so this is Tony Pepperoni, I think, pointed this out. The dragons used to exist across all of the mountaintops, and it wasn't until the fire giants started popping up that they then pushed the dragons off of the cliff. But the dragons are the most the dragons are like the most hold on, let me start over. There's a couple reasons. So symbolically, the dragons represent Gravelstone and the Age of Ancients in Dark Souls, and so they're always the most ancient entities, period. But then also historical architectural references, it's referencing, like Cuke mentioned and Tarnished Archaeologist mentioned, it is mentioning a lot of Neolithic eras of history. So it's referencing the necropolis of Varna, and it's referencing, or I think, yeah, Varna is really old. It's like 4000 BC. And then it's also referencing the Tower of Silence. Around that time, the finger ruins pop up, because if we're using real-world historical artifacts as kind of a guide onto how ancient certain civilizations are, the fingerprint ruins are actually inspired by some Neolithic tombs that are in France. So I would say around the time that the ancient dragons' tombs are popping up, the finger ruins have also existed. So I would say that those existed. And then we know that the fire giants then push the dragons off of the mountains based off of some of the map lore. And then they start populating and building. And then they start building the ancient ruins of Ra, and they built the fire giants forge. So we get that. Cooper, please don't bark. But yeah, that's why. Isn't Ra and Ul referring to older history? Nope, it is not. So the necropolis of Varna is like super fascinating. Hold on, let me pull this up. So necropolis of Varna is 4000. Necropolis of Varna is 4600 BC to 4200 BC. So I'm going to type this in the chat. And then I'm also going to type, let's do Tower of Silence. When was this one? No. It doesn't have a straight up BCE. But if someone can post the thing. Of course, as soon as I put Cooper down, we're back. We're back in hell. He's so stressed out. This song is from Jet Set Radio, I'm pretty sure. Hey, Cooper! What is that BC? 3rd and 7th century BC. Okay, wait. So that would have been Neo-Assyrian. 5th century BCE. I might need to, like, create a history map for everybody. But let me explain this. Let me explain this. So it's pretty clear in like the lore too that for Farum Azula, the beasts start developing a 5th digit, which is associated with intelligence, which shows the transition from Neolithic periods that do not engage in alphabets or language, transitioning into kind of like human or demi-human groups that then have the capacity to use language. The ancient ruins of Ra do not have language, but I would say that they're Bronze Age. Ul Palace ruins do have language. They do have an alphabet. They have cuneiform that are on the obelisks. But there's no language depicted in Farum Azula. As a social studies teacher, I would kill for a huge Miro board that is a timeline of all recorded history and groups up to the modern era, like a massive history of everything time web. I would love that too, Dylan. That would be the best. The fact that I always loved that 3500 BC is when hieroglyphics and Proto-Indo-European language began. Yes. So Farum Azula would be... There were human people, Flapple, but it wasn't until later after the beast started to develop the digit. There's like a pretty clear transition between Neolithic groups, Bronze Age era groups, and then all of the other... Oh no, we got a fucking ad. Stop, insurance. Stop. But yeah, it's pretty clear which eras are being referenced. Do you mean any language or literary? I mean a alphabet, a written alphabet. We know that cuneiform is the earliest written alphabet, and we see it in the Old Palace ruins. However, there are civilizations with art and culture that predate written alphabets, the Necropolis of Varna being one of them, and also the ruins in France, which represent the fingerprint ruins. So all the art that the fingerprint shield is based off of, and some of the fingerprint ruins are based off of this ancient tomb in France. So we have like a bunch of cool. So are the Numen and Sea Peoples the Greek Dark Age? I don't... Okay, wait. 9th century CE. So we're having like a transition between stone and gold, which I would definitely recommend y'all watch the Tarnished Archaeologist video on Farum Azula and the Necropolis of Varna, because it gets into primordial gold, which is like incredibly fascinating because it's straight up from a meteor. It's from like when the Earth formed and was struck by a meteor that had gold alloy in it. And so there are a lot of civilizations that didn't have the technology to like properly like purify gold, but they found like a pure gold vein and they were able to work with it, despite the fact that their civilization may have not had the proper technology to like make or extract gold from things, which is sick. Were the Blood Fiends once demi-humans? No, I don't think so. The Blood Fiends definitely seem to be people from the tower who started to commune with the Mother of Blood, but it's a whole thing. 6,000 years ago, LMAO, yeah. Gold being a star metal is IRL lore. I love it. Yep. Yep. Oh wait, goo? World of goo. This isn't what I wanted. So yeah, supernova and neutron star collisions that occurred before the solar system formed. Gold sank to the Earth's core during the planet's formation. It's only accessible today because of asteroid bombardment. So it's some space shit. Crucible seems really recent. No, so the Crucible is more of... is the giant culture. So the fire giants and the divine birds and the people that lived in the raw ruins would be the Crucible culture. And those would be the people that directly came after Farum Azula culture. But yeah. I think that they're... Yeah, Umang, yes, but I think that there's a preconceived notion that some metals are like formed... like... are occurring or formed like throughout time, just like within within the Earth's crust through like pressure and through a bunch of other shit. Yeah, I forgot to change it. It happens because I'm managing 2 platforms at once right now, and I'm really fucking tired. You may have missed my conversation about how fucking exhausted I am. So yeah, I'll change that really quick. But yeah, Fall God, Fire, fantastic. We love it. We love to see it. Here, let me change this for y'all. Doing lore theory Thursday. Oh, I was just curious, nothing else. No, it's okay. I'm struggling. We're on the struggle bus today. We're on the struggle bus today. You did nothing wrong. You did nothing wrong. Let's do just chatting. Oops. I keep accidentally clicking just catting. Stop. Stop. Okay, there we go. We were streaming Sekiro yesterday. All right, there you go. There you go. Okay, so the Crucible Knights didn't have to do with... No. You're misunderstanding Flapple. So the Crucible Knights are not the Crucible. So the Crucible, you can discover the influence of the Crucible and Crucible lore with the horns and the spirit calculus and all of the stuff with Bellat culture. However, Godfrey then later developed the Crucible Knights, which were warriors that were inspired by aspects of the Crucible. And then those aspects became outlawed by Radagon's Golden Order. So there is this like switch in spiritual iconography where things that were deemed holy are then deemed unholy, right? And so Devonia's whole story is that he or she is on a quest to find the source of the Crucible. Yes. So it is not recent. There's a recent modern order of knights that are inspired by the Crucible. And so Devonia's story is that he or she goes back. Is it a she? She goes back to... Yeah, so Godfrey sort of resurrected the aesthetics rather than actually being a part of the culture. Yes. But I think that like he may have originally been a part of that culture. It's really interesting because he's so Badlands themed. No, you don't look like a fool. You don't look like a fool, Flapple. You do not. That's like the whole point of these streams, is so that way we can talk about it and discuss it. But my Crucible video is almost done, y'all. Waves literally showed me like how far they were with it. Hold on. And like, oh, it's almost done, y'all. Look at this. It's almost done. It's almost done. So this is my Crucible video. We're so close. We're so close. But now I have to like immediately... Now I have to immediately go back and like... add a little snippet. I have to add a little PS to the video that they're working on. Crucible video. It's not going to be like a full-blown... Like, the video isn't just about the Crucible. The video is specifically about Ra, like the ancient ruins of Ra. But because Ra, I feel like, is in proximity of the Crucible... Oh, so the Crucible Knights are going on a search for the Holy Grail. Yes, Anthony! Yes, Anthony! Go off, Anthony, in the chat. They are going on a search for the Holy Grail. It is 100% like King Arthur. It is 100% like Welsh, English. Like we have a king who's from the Badlands, and a lot of them have accents that are more modern. It's fantastic. I love it. So Flapple, you are not off with the references that are happening with them. But yes, I would say that see the Crucible as like the Holy Grail, and see Crucible Knights as like the Holy Grail Knights. They weren't there at the conception of the Holy Grail, but they were searching for it. They're looking for it. He does have the whole theme around justifying his rule with Missoula Axe and the Elden Throne stuff. That then gets Flandersized forward to Godric, yes. Monty Python is canon. No, I haven't seen the Tarnished Archaeologist video. I'm so sorry, everybody. Just a disclaimer. Disclaimer, I will probably not be able to watch lore videos for 1 million years, but I will get to them. I promise I will get to them. It is no shade to other content creators. I am just like, you guys don't know this. I am like an open nerve ending right now. I am like a raw, I have no skin anymore. I am just like raw open nerves. I feel so tired. I've been doing too much. I've been streaming every day and I've been collaborating on videos with other people that are coming out soon, so get excited. But then I've also been making my own lore videos. And then I've also been helping people write columns. I've been writing a lot. I've been doing a lot. I've been doing a lot. And then I've also been parenting. I've been waking up at 5 in the morning. I don't sleep right now. She's one of the Midra corpses. Fully. First hundreds, if not thousands of moons pass before Quaylock watches other lore videos. Momlog is busy. Being a parent's hard, y'all. Endure. Get rest if you feel you need it. Rest for me is when I stream Fields of Mystery to you guys. But yeah, don't worry, I'll get to it. I promise I'll get to it. I love Tarnished Archaeologists. They're fantastic. But I'm so sorry that I haven't gotten to, oh my fucking god. I just opened up Discord really quick, y'all. I'm sorry, Sean and Scott, for putting you guys on blast. Okay. Sometimes you just look at your other windows and you're just like, sometimes you just open up your group chats and you're like, and you just gotta look away. You just gotta look away. Me checking Twitter while streaming. Okay, I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick and then we'll continue. We're gonna continue on the Twitter lore theory. I also have to, okay, so Connor submitted a lore theory a couple weeks ago, but then they elaborated on it and I need to like do my due diligence and go through Connor's thing and then also, whatever, I'll be right back.
I would say WGU is very directly responsible for the success I'm having in my career. This field is constantly growing and changing. And one of my favorite things about WGU is that they constantly update the curriculum to keep pace with that.
Learn more at wgu.edu.
Do you guys ever get so fucking tired that you feel dehydrated and you just keep drinking water? I drank 3 cups of water today. Like, I have that perpetual, you know when you wake up at 3 a.m. and you're just like, and you like need to chug like 500 cups of water? I have that feeling, but it's not going away. Bree's like, yes. Yeah, Jen. Every fucking day, dog. Cooper's pissed. I'm gonna be so hydrated, though. I'm down to 3 a.m. in the morning. Try the Crimson Flask. I need a Crimson Flask, goddamn. Is that just like is Crimson Flask pomegranate juice? Did y'all know? Okay, wait. Did y'all know that there's a period where I was like hardcore boycotting palm juice? Hey Cooper, do you want a treat? I had like a really hardcore like palm red Gatorade. Because they used to like test on rats to try to say that like pomegranate juice had like weird health benefits. But they stopped doing that, so now it's okay to drink them. But yeah, it was like back in like the 2000s. It was weird. I'm trying to justify their product. I was being like it could make you swim. Rats deserve palms, I think. If I was a rat, I would be down with that. I think they were like drowning them though. Hold on. Pomegranate juice has ceased all animal testing. We have no plans to do so in the future. So good for them. So everybody go buy pomegranate juice. This was a weird tangent to go on. This is the odd tangent. No, this was very old, Ginger Root. This was very old. You're pretty noble for assisting rats. The Rat King from Dark Souls 2 would be proud and commend you. I love the Rat King. Animal juice. I need to put like a big text thing that says that I haven't watched any lore videos. Hold on. Okay. There. I have not seen or heard of this Vonti video. Yeah, I don't know who Vonti... No idea who Vonti video is. Coiling. Give the rats their pomegranate juice. They earned it. Wait, can rats even have pomegranate juice, by the way? Is that allowed? Man, I don't know. Okay, let's go. Okay, Pukumon. Godric is Newman descent. That would explain why he's able to graft things so easily. As Newman flesh melds easily with others, we see him graft in real time, and it takes 2 seconds. His home, bathed in rays of gold. Excuse me. It could be the same as the shaman village. It's also really weird that the grafting curse is like has modeling and thorns associated with it. It kind of seems like the shamans have some kind of affinity with thorns in general. It's a whole thing. Chat, I'll finish Ingenue's new video if you get her to 100k subs, so that way I can touch the play button they get. If you get me to 100k subs, y'all, it's gonna go crazy. It's gonna be crazy in here. I don't know if it's gonna happen, but that's okay. I'll film a video of Waves, like, putting fingerprints all over the 100k subs. No, 100k subs on youtube.com. No, I mean, like, his home bathed in rays of gold is fully Alta's Plateau, but he inherited the genes of Queen Marika. 100k on Twitch would be fucking insane, LMAO. Oh, yeah. 100k subs on Twitch pays way more. That would be fantastic, but I don't think the algorithm wants me to succeed. I'm also not, I'm gonna be real. Like, we go crazy with, like, history, and I feel like I'm a pretty decent teacher to some degree. But I do think that, like, I'm not as funny as, like... Bro... I wish, because I can be kind of goofy, I can be kind of silly, but if I had the improv comedian skills of, like, Germa, I would be unstoppable. I'm too fucking tired. What Twitch algorithm? The one that likes the Twitch algorithm that boosts the batittied streamers. But also, no shade to the batittied streamers. Get your bag, girl. Germa's not a real person. He's not. I just need to, like... I just need to do a backflip. I'm telling you, the lolly VTuber arc. I was actually talking to Lee about that. I was like, what if I just fully make, like, a little anime girl avatar? But then I was like, dude, my voice is too... I have, like, a pretty deep inflection. Like, I have a pretty... I don't think I'd make, like, a good lolly VTuber voice. But then, then he was like, but a lot of them use AI to make their voice tiny. What am I saying? The human commonly known as Jeremy is actually a collection of highly intelligent rats in a human suit. Tiny voice. I need tiny anime voice. I don't have tiny anime voice. I have like mommy voice. I have like big mommy voice. Like just really far away. That's my anime voice. You're giving California Surfer that, Jen, that's actually like I'm from. Hold on. Let me show you guys where I was born. Let me show you guys where I was born and where I'm from. This is where I was born and where I'm from. Like literally, this is where I was born and where I'm from. This is where I got clocked. I got clocked so hard. Those waves are so gnarly. They are. Like my whole family surfs. It's a whole thing. I misspelled it too, apparently. I misspelled my hometown. But yeah, this is where I was born. So whenever I'm like, yeah, I'm from the ocean. Yeah. Yes! Oh my god, Crumb says, are you permanently tar stained from carp? Yes! Yes, Crumb, yes. I have... Okay, let me tell you guys a very specific Quelaag childhood memory. So, when you're born in that area, you go to the beach every fucking day, period. You go on your walks at the beach. When you go outside, you're at the beach. You just go out. You go to the beach. There is tar in the sand, and when you get tar on your body, it stays there, and it smells, and it gets everywhere in your house. It will like permanently stay in your clothes. It will permanently stay in your car. It's a whole fucking thing. But you get it like all over your body, and the way that you get it off is like acetone or like nail polish remover. And so I have very specific childhood memories of just like the smell of tar, tar pits. I have like very specific memories of just like coming home. It looks like this, yeah. It's just like little blops of black, and it just gets fucking everywhere. But yeah, the Carpinteria has tar pits. And so we yeah, baby oil is a good one too. Yeah, but when I tell you that this is like a fundamentally positive memory, the smell of like nail polish remover and tar and the sea and salt goes fucking crazy. I love that smell. I love that smell. It's gotta be one of my favorite smells. Fantastic. I love this shit. It's up there with gas stations. Girl dinner. It's girl dinner. Yeah. You gotta be really careful having a dog in Carpinteria, though. One of our dogs, Annie, who was a Springer Spaniel, my mom used to let her off leash like a freak, and she definitely jumped into a tar pit, and she had to go to a vet to be put in like a really crazy like bath. It was like a weird detarring bath. Yeah, Springer Spaniels are completely insane. Completely insane. I grew up with one, but they're amazing. They're like sweet. They do backflips. They give you kisses. Anyway, this is how you get putrescent nights. It's true. So that's my childhood lore. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. And there's Springer Spaniel Poodle mixes, even nuttier. Poodle mixes seem nuttier in general. Yeah, dude. Springer Spaniels are the best. Best kind of dogs. Hold on, wait, let me show you guys. Sorry, I'm like, we're doing show and tell right now. Look at these freaks. Look at these fucking freaks. This was the dog that I grew up with. Her name was Annie. And she was absolutely unhinged. And I love her. Loved her. She would be like 1,000,000 years old if she were still alive. Okay, anyway. I've been saying Nanaya was a woman who had died and then was possessed by Shabriri, and I'm kind of obsessed with that lately. I haven't done a good job at how much evidence there is yet, but it doesn't not fit into it. Hold on, let me go get... Wait, Quaylog, I just want to say thank you for being a consistent safe space while I'm unemployed, stuck at home with a toxic ex. Years ago, I came for lore. Today, I stay for neurodivergent safe space. I'm so glad. Please take care of yourself. I know how hard that is as a fellow unemployed person that is just struggling with like my sense of self-worth and productivity. I feel fucking insane. And I'm proud of you for being able to remain demure and consistent with yourself, even if it's hard. You're doing it. You're doing it. Okay. I don't know if Nanaya was possessed by Shabriri. It's a little weird. So it kind of seems like I don't fucking know what was going on. I'm gonna be real. I think that Midra's Manse is one of the most under-fleshed out Nanaya has the mystic eyes. Yeah. It is like one of the most we know it's associated with the Abyss. We know that the Inquisitors didn't like the shit that they were doing down there. We know that they were researching and experimenting with the fingers. So it kind of seems like Bellurat didn't like what they were doing with that. But there's so little to go on. There's so little to go on. We know that Nanaya had a previous partner prior to Midra. I do think that Nanaya and Midra were in love. She's described as Midra's lady. Experimenting with a finger sounds interesting. lady. Yeah, is lady. It's a little uncertain if she was trying to egg on him enduring his Inquisitor punishment to awaken the frenzied flame, or if she was trying to prevent him from awakening the frenzied flame. It's complicated. We don't have enough to go off of. It sucks that her previous partner also was inflicted with the frenzied flame. There seems to be a pattern, girl. Seems to be a pattern. It seems a little suspicious. Could be. I know a lot of people think that maybe the spine could be her baby that has grown up. So I don't know. To egg on him? No, to egg him on. To egg him on. What? She has a type. Girl is making them crazy. Same. Goddamn. Nanaya waking Midra up at 3 a.m. being like, do you love me? It's fully what I do. Hey babe, we talk about getting married and like you're still dating me and you live with me, but do you love me? Do you love me still? I think that Mance exists to hammer home. I think Mance exists to hammer home the idea that the frenzied can manifest at any source and that the frenzy is the primordial force of reality. I agree with that, Earl. For sure. The thing is, I think she wanted him to become a lord. She wouldn't have told him to endure punishment that was helping to seal it away. See, that's what I was thinking, too. Would you still love me if I was yellow? Would you still love me if I was flame? I would still love you if you would go back to sleep. Yeah. If any of y'all are dating an anxious person, please be gentle with them, because I am that person. Miyazaki also clearly likes the love martyr archetype. I want to make a point, though, real quick. Hold on, let me also check to see if this is illegal. This is not illegal. Okay, so, or this is not legal. So, real quick, did y'all know The King in Yellow, which is the story that Midra is based off of, is a love story. It's a romance story. The first one is a horror story. It's like a thriller suspense, but it is about a man in, it definitely is like a dystopian future. There's like a dystopian capitalist, last stage of capitalism. People that are no longer productive members of society are encouraged to destroy themselves in Sudoku chambers, and it is like considered a divine and good-natured thing to do for the greater good of society is to Sudoku yourself. But the first story is about a man who is very clearly, he's got like Phineas Gage syndrome. He was kicked in the head by a horse and like something is off with him now. Like he fully is like a sociopath. And he reads this book called The King in Yellow, and he starts to become like an incel. Like straight up, like he starts to get really into fascism and kidnapping women, and like it's fucking insane. It's unhinged. But it gets into like the nature of the possessive nature of words. And I also think it kind of gets into the nature of like the way that we perceive knowledge and information. Incels are fascists. Yeah, joins 4chan. 4chan is the book, The King in Yellow, the book. No, I'm saying Sudoku intentionally so that way I don't get banned. Antares, that's my strat. You commit Sudoku in Minecraft because talking about some stuff will get my Twitch account banned or my YouTube account banned. Yeah, the kicked in the head by a horse to fascist pipeline. It's like doing nitrous or like doing drugs that just like destroy your logic system and like your capacity to empathize with people that are different from you. You commit Sir alone. Yeah. I wish it took something like a horse kick for people to turn that way. It did. Can I have the nitrous today? Not the nitrous dog. Can you get banned for talking about Sudoku? I don't think so. But yeah, just don't do drugs that like fuck up your fucking your frontal lobe, and also other faculties. It's brainworms. It's lack of socialization. It is shitty education. It is the lack of productivity. It's the feeling of feeling disenfranchised from your purpose and from your productivity because the economy no longer needs you. It is jobs becoming redundant, but also people not knowing what to do with themselves and also not having the means to support themselves. The King in Yellow goes fucking hard. The King in Yellow goes hard. It's about all this shit. And so this guy reads this book. He's mentally unwell. He reads this book and he believes that he's going to become this supernatural entity called the King in Yellow. And he kidnaps a woman to become his like queen. And a bunch of shit happens. A bunch of shit occurs. And it like goes off like a bottle rocket. And then the rest of the stories are romance stories. So the King in Yellow, despite the fact that it's like referenced in Lovecraft, it's referenced in a lot of like cosmic horror. It's referenced in, and Carcosa was also done by another author, but Carcosa is referenced in the King in Yellow. Despite all of that, it is a romance. And that is why a lot of media that references it, like Signalis or True Detective, has moments where romance is touched on in those stories. George R. R. Martin also references Carcosa, yes. Wait, you mean it can kidnap a woman to make her my consort and become Elden Lord? But yeah, anyway, so Tower of Latria, we have the King in Yellow. In this circumstance, he actually tries to imitate his wife. So his wife is beloved by the people. The people do not like the king. The king gets exiled, but then he returns with this demonic yellow cloth. And he actually like presumably kills her or dethrones her or imprisons her. We do not get to see her. It's very likely she got killed, but then he creates a doll of her and then the doll rules in her place. So we have a lot of really fucking sick shit. I love it when stories superimpose horror and romance. What I really love, Anthony, about all of this is that the reason why... Wait, so Gearman. Yes, 100%. I definitely think that The Fool's Idol is like the first Ronnie / doll from Bloodborne. That's like the first iteration of that. Isn't that the lore of the Pokemon Magearna? Wait, what? The Pokedex entry? Magearna, sorry. Magearna. I don't know. That goes hard if it was. But yeah, anyway, check out The King in Yellow. It's fantastic. It's a really great book. Check out The Lost City of Carcosa, which is another book by a different man. It wasn't by Robert W. Chambers. It was by somebody else. I did a whole video on it. All right, let's get back to it. Let's get back to answering. Let's get back at it. Yeah, music stopped. I just hit play because we were getting commercials and a bunch of other stuff. Okay. Marika was a Newman who was a victim of a jar experiment and was recreated as an amalgamation of everything the Horn sent prisoners, the great serpent, the fire giant, kindred of Rod, maybe even beastmen. Her children and Radagon were created in birth as a means to pass on some of the undesired traits she obtained when she was created. The results were children with omen horns and snake-like features. I can see this to some degree, but I don't think this is why her kids are this way. I think that her kids are this way is because she took the Elden Ring, which is like multiple concepts dictated by multiple different gods, and she like divvied them up. And I think that some of her kids inherited some of the traits of like outer gods because of like the incestual relationship. Marika's kids have mommy issues because Marika has being mommy issues. Radagon is Marika, and all of her cursed children are born of Radagon and Marika. Is this George R. R. Martin and Michael Zaki telling us that incest is bad? Yeah, because so I think Antares, I think that it has a little bit to do with the concept of purity. Because people that are obsessed with immaculate conception and purity tend to fuck everything up for everybody. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. But that's the whole, I think that that's where the whole, like, search for unalloyed gold comes from. I don't know, I'm like 50-50 on, like, the curses actually being, like, actual curses. I think that they might just be genetics. And I think that there is this, like, constant chase to achieve, like, unalloyed gold, or like the pursuit of gold that doesn't tarnish. But it's really funny. It's fucking funny that we tarnish gold. So tarnished gold is mixed. Tarnished gold is mixed gold. And we're treated like shit by everybody in the universe. Not only do we kick Miquella's ass, but we also ascend to lordship. So fuck around and find out. Purity is for fucking poopy babies named Miquella. Oh damn, I really need to finish my mirror board on this. We're just little guys. Yeah. We're just little guys. We're little mixed. We're little mutts. We're mutts. We're mixed raced people. Alloys are often stronger than pure base metals. Yeah. This story is a reversal of the traditional profane sublime narrative foisted on us by religions. We are profane, and only we can become Lord. Yes, Emily. Yes. We don't need fancy god powers, we just need a big shield and lacerated spears. I just need to be able to, like, eat the souls of the people I've felled. Not gonna lie, I think people make too big of a deal of the Becoming Saints theme. My take was that Saints is that they were trying to make... Wait, that they were trying to make were just the living jars. The base game says the jars were all kinds, perhaps made to be better than the people inside them. I don't know, I'm not quite sure what you were responding to. I wonder if the shaman trait of melding caused her to meld with those she defeated, like the Fell God and the Glowmaid Queen. Yeah, I'm curious. I don't know. There's so much that is, that's, I come in and the first thing I hear is poopy Miquella. If rune level 1 is possible, we can kill gods without fighting innocence in canon. It's true. I got Caribbean food for lunch. I want to sleep now. Okay, let me blast through some of these. I'm so sleepy. I'm so sleepy. Okay, wait, hold on. Let me pop open Connor's. Okay, so Connor sent me a big thing. Hey, I sent you a theory in the thread that you started, but some supplementary notes that were too long to include. Okay, wait, hold on. This is the Thorn totems and investigation. Okay. Hold on, let me change the music. A Reddit thread. These objects are instantly familiar, emblematic of the guilty and the fire monks, and are found in all camps. Bar 1. They stand tall in landscape and demand your attention, but what are they? I've asked myself this question many times, and it's time to have a closer look. It turned out to be quite enjoyable, so I thought I'd share the results. What are they? The Thorn totems are found in all of the fire monks' camps across the lands between, apart from their camp at the foot of Mount Gelmir, which it appears they have just arrived. These totems are also found in certain locations in the mountaintop of the giants as they stand ominously. Thank you for showing my email, by the way. Browser. That's fine. It's okay. Fucking cool. The Thorn totems are found in all of the fire monks' camps across the lands between, apart from their camp at the foot of Mount Gelmir, where it appears they've just arrived. These totems are also found in certain locations in the mountaintop of the giants. They stand ominously just beyond the Zamora ruins like a warning. At the Flame Peak, we find a grim scene, dozens of giants all impaled from behind with these totems. Let's break down what we see here. It's easiest to see some of the Lyrian examples that these totems are composed of two distinct sections, a metallic section, which appears to have been gold-coated in the distant past, and an organic thorny spike that branches up at the top and runs through the earth. These metallic sections appear to be hollow in the center, and the thorny shafts run through it. Let's look at the design elements. In the center, we find a dome section with a smaller circle in the center that is connected to two triangles protruding from the bottom to the outer circle. The design is, of course, up to interpretation, but to me, it seems to depict an eye being pierced by a pair of thorns. So this part, and then there's like this double helix situation. To either side of the central feature, there are a pair of arms which reach upwards to form a Y shape. On the top of the bottom of their arms, there are a pair of spikes. On the front of the back, there are two series of bumps which have ridges running into each spine. These arms are difficult to decode stylistically, and I can't make a confident call on what themes they're trying to evoke. The spikes may allude to the thorns, whereas the two series of bumps associated with ridges give the arms a slightly skeletal feel. Perhaps the designers wanted to evoke both of these themes, or perhaps neither of them. The skyward curves could also resemble Marika's rune of life, and following this, the characteristic Y shape of her crucifixes. Directly above the center, there's a diamond shape composed of 4 smaller diamonds. This doesn't really look like anything to me, it's just kind of pretty. Directly beneath the central feature is another diamond shape. However, this one serves as background for a looping thread kind of pattern. If we look at the side of the metallic section, we can see a different pattern in the same style. Both appear to be roughly triangular. Aside from this, however, they don't seem to represent anything in particular. So this is all the stuff they're talking about. Okay, there's another design that may fit this style, found on the troll's golden sword, which also dates back from the war against the giants. This design is far simpler in comparison, but it still appears to be vaguely triangular as well. The sword given to the lesser giants who fought for the Erd Tree in the war against the giants long ago. The troll's golden sword. Oops. It's a little bizarre that both of these tools were used by Marika's army seem to lack any of her usual symbolism. I disagree. I feel like a lot of the symbols that are being used here are pretty emblematic or like symbolic of Godfrey and like Godfrey's era of knights. It looks a lot like the art that's associated with him and like his armor and his weapons, but I digress. There's no Erd Tree and there doesn't appear to be any depiction of the Elden Ring. This may indicate that the War of the Giants occurred before Marika became a true god. This idea is supported by the in-game texts that suggest the Erd Tree was born around this time. During this campaign, Marika may have been the only Empyrean obeying the Two Fingers, a notion further supported by the two-finger banners hung in the giant conquering hero's grave. Thought to have been used to hone the weapons of the champions of the war against the giants at the birth of the Erd Tree, smithing stone. I definitely agree with this. I think that, yeah, there's... Okay, wait, hold on, sorry, let me keep going. The wooden aspect of the totem appears to be a living thing, as it can be seen growing and wrapping over the metals, as well as growing through the totems of varying sizes, ranging from quite large to absolutely enormous, as shown below. In discussions, it's been mentioned that these totems resemble swords or arrows. While there's certainly grounds for both comparisons, neither quite satisfies me. There doesn't appear to be space for a sword handle, nor is it an effective nook for an arrow that wouldn't damage the string. These features may, however, have been overgrown by the thorns and other issues or size. They hardly fit to be wielded by anything other than a giant. Below the metal section of thorny vines spiral in a straight line towards the ground. Like most natural things, they don't form a perfect spiral. Above the metal section of the thorns branch out like a tree structure. This isn't the first time I've rambled about thorns. My prior post isn't needed to understand this analysis. What is important is that there's an association in the lands between briars, thorns, or punishment. The sinners are draped in thorns, sometimes red, and if their punishment is bad, their eyes are pierced with the thorns. The shield is made to venerate the maiden. They're guilty, the garb, accused of lesser crimes, yes. Looking to the corpses of the fire giants, we can see that this theme is repeated. The giants are wreathed in thorn-covered vines, which seem to originate from the wounds on their back. These thorns also run through their bodies. The eyes are also present, as we know that the fire giants carry the visage of the fell god. Unfortunately for the symbolism, not all of the totems pierce through the giant eye. Nonetheless, the following interpretation stands out to me. Queen Marika has judged the fell god guilty, and as punishment has blinded their eyes with thorns. So what are they? In my opinion, it's that these totems serve two purposes. The first purpose is iconic totems. They warn the foolish enough to trespass through the forbidden lands or to meddle with the fire monks' camps. The second purpose is somewhat sinister as a ritual implement. Consider the pose of the dead giants. They're all hunched over, many on all fours. They don't appear to have died in battle. The posture and the totems impaling them both suggest that this isn't a site of battle. This was a ritual execution. Their method of execution marks their guilt in the eyes of the new queen and symbolically blinds the fell god. One eye is left open on the chest of the remaining fire giant that we eventually battle. This solitary eye is bound atop the mountain on a peak overlooking the corpses of a race all but extinguished. This is a cruel twist, at the conclusion of Marika's first genocide. That is my take anyway. There's a bit more we can look into, however, it's a bit of a reach. There are a pair of dead giants that stand out from the rest. In addition, their totems. These giants also spread a tree from their wounds. There's no visible connection between the tree and the earth, and the earth through the giant, giving the impression that the tree is sprouted from the site of the wound. These trees may have occurred due to seeds falling in the wounds and sprouting in the organic matter, or perhaps the totem itself is a seed. Since there are only two giants that sprout said back trees, there isn't overwhelming evidence for this. This does work well with the nature of seeds, however. The majority of seeds don't survive. They're all genetic. After all genetic speculation, another explanation could be that the other giants simply haven't sprouted yet. Should you choose to believe that these trees are the result of the totems, then the mountaintop of the giants become far more horrific. As you walk through the frigid forests atop the peaks, you must wonder if each tree you pass is a living gravestone. If you believe that a few of the seeds germinate, then the picture becomes even more horrific. Though it's a bit of a reach, I love the narrative from this perspective, as the Tarnish is only given the final piece of the puzzle after they've campaigned through the graveyard of an ancient act of barbarity. Once they reach the peak, they can look back and realize the true horror of the mountains. The rolled lift has stick statues, and this is like Erd tree symbols. Similar tree designs are used in the amulets as well. The curious shapes these trees sprout off in the background. Yes. Okay. I agree with this. I feel like this is pretty good. I wonder if this indicates that Dust and Death was used. I don't think so, because I think that Queen Marika and Radagon are more associated with this Brier motif, specifically Radagon, like that aspect of Queen Marika, which I think is the aspect of her that is concerned with, I think that the female aspect of Marika is concerned with kindness, but I think that the masculine aspect of her is concerned with justice, order, and vengeance. So I do think that the Briers that we see everywhere have to do with that. But yeah, okay. So it's all a bit scattered, but I figured I'd send them also. The Zamor known warriors used by Marika during the war were similar twin braided hairstyles as the warriors of the Hornsent and Godfrey, the fighters of the Crucible. They too were betrayed and forgotten by the Erd Tree, now cut off from their homeland. Her observation made by Kite Tails. Also notice the resemblance in their armor patterning to the Deathbird armor patterning, like the eye circles on the chest plate. The Zamor also wear shackles, and their metal skirts bear resemblance to the feathers. A bit of a reach. Similar flowing fighting style to the Horn Grave Watchers of the Shadowlands. Similar elemental breath as the Storm Dancers. The moveset of the Furnace Golem slightly resembles that of the Fire Giant. Sorry, hold on. The moveset of the Furnace Golem slightly resemble that of the Fire Giant. The Fire Giant, Prelate Helm, Fire Spray, Fireballs, and both require sacrifice of flesh in order to gain powers. We also know that the fires of the golems burn body and soul alike. A power known only to the Flame of Ruin and the Frenzied Flame. Upon victory, the Fire Giants did Marika... Upon victory against Fire Giants, did Marika utilize its flame in order to power these weapons, use them in Conquest. Another grave betrayal, then seal them away within the Shadowlands. Maybe she thought she could seal away the frenzy along with her son and the Hornsent. Did Marika release the frenzied sickness into the world? Fighting the frenzy off begets further frenzy. The lesson of Midra's Manse. The Thorn totems, an amalgamation of the symbols used by the Golden Order and the Hornsent Marika's arc. The Thorn spiral, old faded gold. This Reddit post also points out that the Giant's Blade, another weapon from that age, bears no Golden Order symbolism, leaning evidence that this war may have occurred before the Order was fully codified. Trolls betrayed the Fire Giants and fought on the side of Marika. Their fell god's eye was cut and replaced with a stone tablet, signifying their change in allegiance. These stone tablets resemble the ones found in the Shadowlands, the Specimen Room, and Queen Marika's chamber. Marika seduced Godfrey, the chosen warrior of the Hornsent, wearing the warrior's hairstyle as her consort. Maybe as a political alliance with the Hornsent, only to cast him off later, another betrayal. Speculation, the lands between were morally torn about the Crusade of the Shadowlands. Having just fought a war while in a truce with the Shadow Forces, the social and political disagreement would then makes sense. Yeah, I agree with this. I do agree with this. I think that, like I mentioned before, I think that Belurot and I think that Landal represent the many stages of Rome and a lot of the different conquests that happened throughout history. I think that is the historical point that George R. R. Martin took inspiration from. And I think that a lot of the references to Asia Minor, Mesopotamia, North Africa, and all of those groups have to do with the fact that Rome assimilated all of that culture into their own. And they referenced a lot of that culture into their own. So the fact that the Old Palace ruins exists, I do think that Ra came before Old Palace, but I also think that Belurot stole from Old Palace conceptually. And I think that the Boaz and Jacqueline pillars, the spiral pillars, are referencing the pillars that we see in parts of Old Palace. It's a whole fucking thing. Thinking about the Roman Empire again. Yeah, Elden Ring is my Roman Empire. But yeah, I agree. I think that there may have been... It may be a little bit more... Like, the history may be a little bit more, like, complicated with... Like, it might not be so cut and clear of, Belurot being, like, evil and Marika being kidnapped by them. It may be, like, a push and pull of, like, centuries of... like we were talking about, like, ascetics worshipping in ways, in particular ways, inquisitors behaving in particular ways. But yeah. Ra is like the old ancestral grounds that Bellat was built near to. Yes. So it's really interesting because I do think that Ra... So Bellat has like a bunch of ancient cultures that have been absorbed into it that aren't Roman. So there's Celtic, there's Egyptian, there's a bunch of different cultures. And then I think that the master of animals, or the master of beast motif that Bellat has, comes from Ra because of all the divine bird warriors and the like divine hunters. I think that all of that comes from Pakistan and parts of India. And so all of this, all of these like religious and spiritual practices from all over, like the tree growing from Mesopotamia, the animal worship from India and Pakistan and parts of Asia, all of that stuff is being absorbed into this like Roman, this like early Roman culture, this Julius Caesar culture. And then Queen Marika and Radagon represent more like the Constantine era of shit. So yeah. But yeah, I think that is the I'm running out of steam really quickly, but I might need to like I might need to end stream a little bit early today. How long have we been streaming? 2 hours? I've been having to do 2-hour streams because I've been really needing to like do a lot of video work. So what I'm gonna do when I end this stream, I know, I'm so sorry everybody. What I'm gonna do when I end this stream is I need to record the last portion of the raw video so Waves can tack that on at the very end. Because I have a lot of shit. I have a lot of shit. So I need to do that, and then I need to record B-roll of Demon Souls for me and oh my god. Sorry, I'm like burping. Me and Ariel's video, because we're going to be talking about karmatic systems in the Soulsborne games, and we're going to be talking more about like game mechanics this time. So I'm going to be talking specifically about why we went from black and white karma to covenant systems, and then the covenant systems being abandoned for NPC quest lines. And I'm going to be talking about like the game design aspect of like why that had to change and how it was a byproduct of like the transition of like the transitioning between stages to like a Metroidvania style map to an open world map, and why they needed to do that. And also the fact that like moving away from a black and white karmic system is actually like beneficial to the story in the long run, because then they can get into more nuanced conversations about karma, specifically about things like, because in Demon Souls it was very black and white. It was like, did you kill a man? You know, like, did you kill someone? Black karma. Did you kill like a NPC in your world? Black world tendency. Like it was very specific. It was very black and white. But I think that like then we have NPCs like Selene in Elden Ring, who they obviously have been involved in like killing people and like stealing corpses, but what makes her karma really interesting is her desire for knowledge, and what that knowledge, the path that knowledge puts her on. And I think that it is really cool. So that video will be posted on theirs. I'll announce when it goes live, because it's probably not going to be out for a couple of weeks. Selene did wrong stuff. Selene is a girl boss, how dare you? Yeah. Bam, 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 bam. Anyway, so Selene is Yuria. Yeah. Kind of. I would say Yuria is more sympathetic than Selene, to be honest. Because Yuria fully, like, divests herself of the pursuit of knowledge. Or unless, which Yuria do you mean? Sorry. Selene wasn't wrong, you're wrong. Do you mean Yuria from Dark Souls 3 or do you mean Yuria from Demon Souls? Sorry, there's 2 Yurias in the series now. Demon Souls. No, so like the Demon Souls Yuria, she's like fully, she's like, oh, I've touched the demon soul, I've seen demons, I've been a part of demons, I'm seen as a witch, scholars don't like me, but she fully like stops there. She's like, shit is fucking spooky as hell. I don't need to know more. Oh, thank you so much for the memberships. Thank you so much for the gifted members. Thank you. Also, if you subscribe to me and become a member, or support me on Patreon, or support me on Ko-fi, or support me at all, it allows me to continue to stream and have an apartment. We're almost at the point where potentially I'll be able to get health insurance someday. So thank you so much, everybody. Thank you so much. We're doing it. We're making it happen. I'm providing entertainment for you, and I'm gonna do this sometimes. So enjoy that. Enjoy that, whatever that was. Thank you so much, y'all, for the support. It means a lot. Don't forget to subscribe. If I get 100k subscribers on YouTube and I get my play button, I will record a special video of my video editor touching the play button and getting their fingerprints all over it. I'm gonna make it like an ASMR video. It's gonna be really weird. Sub goal health insurance for Quaylog. Yes. But thank you all for the members. Thank you, everybody. You guys are the best. Yeah, I'm going to let you guys know. Oh, also, by the way, because we talked, because we went over Connor's lore theory, I want to give Connor a shout out. Connor is an amazing artist. Go check out their art. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. Check out Connor's art. They're fantastic. They also do a lot of really cool mech. Well, they do fucking sick ass sculptures too. Amazing. They did a bionicle. They did a bionicle thing. Bionicles. Go subscribe. Go see Connor. Go see Connor's art. We went and we watched an indie wrestling show in person together. And it was really fun. We jeered. We jeered. We screamed. We cried. It was really fun. Go check them out. Their art is fucking amazing. They're starting to get into tattooing too. So I hope someday, whenever they feel confident enough in their tattooing skills, I hope to get tattooed by them. It would be cool to get some kind of weird... Also, whoever the fuck did this painting... Jurtle? You fuck. This is so hard. This painting goes so fucking hard. I love this painting so much. I love this painting! Okay. I wanted to find more art by him. Oh, here's some of his tarnished commission, so you can get some tarnished commission by him. But yeah, go check them out. They're fantastic, phenomenal, sensational. Rune of Death tattoo? I want a Rune of Death tattoo. I know that my friend got a Rune of Death tattoo recently. I want to get a Mending Rune tattooed, I think. It would be sick to get Godwin's Mending Rune tattooed. I may need a Connor tattoo. I know, right? Ah! We should get little crows or something. Alright. I'm going to fucking pass out now, except I'm not. Except I'm not... I'm not gonna pass out because I have work to do. Oh, the toe mark of the centipede! Get the Black Flame Sigil. Let's go. Thank you everybody so much. Y'all are the fucking best. Y'all are the best. I'm going you're gonna see me this weekend with Fields of Mystria. Holy shit. I almost want to restart Fields of Mystria because I feel like I've missed so much dialogue on stream and I regret not playing the entire game on stream because the dialogue is fucked. The dialogue is cracked and I feel like I can't quite explain it to you guys. Would you guys be okay if I started a new character? Should I start a new character? They're a chatty bunch for sure. I need you to see like everything. It's not even gonna be Sunday. I'm gonna do it fucking tomorrow. Stay away from noodles. They'll take you out if you're already sleepy. I will. I'm gonna have like a salad and like a fruit juice and I'm gonna try to do some stuff. I missed the beginning, so I'm biased towards a new save. Okay, we'll do... We need to make sure the devs know Henrietta deserves to speak. With fruit juice! With fruit juice! Gotta get those sugars. Gotta get those natural sugars. Alright, goodbye, y'all.